Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to this video for Ready or Not. So this is a tactical FPS game, if you don't already know. It's very much on the high end of realism, so where Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of arcadey elements, this is very realistic, very gritty. It looks really cool, and this is the first time we've kind of got proper gameplay, which is great to see. Now, this game was of course announced a long time ago, and it's been very hyped, so will it live up to that hype? We're not entirely sure. It is unfortunately going to be an early access game. If you pre-order it, you can get the alpha and beta. So I'm hoping, because I've been kind of burnt by early access games recently, I'm hoping they are going to be able to do this really well. The bonus points though is it has an amazingly, well, it seems like an amazingly awesome and deep campaign with a lot of options and interesting characters, which I am looking forward to because we don't have that with Siege, and I would love that. So I'm looking forward to that. It's also going to have modding support. It's going to have multiplayer. It's going to have co-op. It's going to have pretty much everything we're kind of looking for in a first-person tactical shooter. So yeah, this is potentially a very good game. Now I'm going to let you listen to this, and I'll be back in a few seconds.
Talk to TAC 15. You have compromised authority to make entry on Site 1. How copy?
Roger that.
Alright guys, I'm back. So watching that little bit of gameplay there, you might notice that it's a little bit slow and clunky. Like the guy goes up and batter rams the door flies open, he then very slowly moves out of the way, then the other guys proceed to flashbang and then move in as slowly as possible. Like, I hope they were just doing that for dramatic effect and that is not the gameplay we're going to be getting, because it doesn't seem nice and quick. Like, I feel like if we're going to be doing it, we want to whack that door, flashbang straight in, storm the room. It really didn't feel nice. But what I want to talk about that I really am impressed by is, and this is what I'm hyped for as well, is the story elements and the depth of what we could get from the campaign. So listen to this.
You're given the difficult task of bringing some semblance of order to a city divided by crime across a single-player story. Team up with friends to take down suspects in a cooperative mode, or battle a rogue movement in PvP. You're placed in the boots of an officer in the city's SWAT, a unit equipped with military hardware, tasked with protection, taking on high-risk situations, and bringing order to chaos. In Ready or Not, you will encounter a wide array of unique characters, all with their own stories that contribute to the narrative thread, from kingpin drug dealers, to beat cops, to school children.
So that's what I'm really hyped by, is this idea of very deep characters with a lot of options, like being able to arrest bad guys, being able to save the hostages in different ways, being able to go non-lethal with tasers and stuff, or deciding to go lethal, all these different elements that could kind of play into something like a cooperative campaign where you're playing with your friends. It would be so insanely good. Now they do mention that the campaign is kind of a solo thing where you have AI teammates, but they do also have co-op as well. So I'm hoping the campaign and the co-op is the same thing, and it's not like the co-op's a separate mode, but we'll have to wait to actually get the alpha or the beta when we try those things out. Now, there's some major benefits to this game. It's going to have full modding support, so you're going to be able to mod in new maps. You're going to be able to customize maps, which is great. Going to be adding new weapons, which means you can probably add in new operators and things as well, and potentially just change anything you want about the game. Modding support these days is pretty bad. You don't have it on much games at all. So the fact that this is going to have all of that could create a huge modding community around this game, and that of course would be a massive benefit to this game, and I could see that totally working out brilliantly. I do hope the gameplay is better than it looks. To me it does look a little bit iffy, a little bit slow, but maybe that's just me. Maybe it will be good when it comes out, and of course they've got a lot of time to actually improve it as time goes on. Now of course Ready or Not is going to have a multiplayer as well, and that will probably be the thing that either decides this game dies or lives, is if the multiplayer becomes a success. The developers do say they're going to have lots of game modes, and they say that it's going to be incredibly competitive. So no idea what that means, but hopefully it will be an awesome experience to play. Now, the thing is, we will not find out for a long time. So the limited alpha is not until August 2019, and the limited beta is not until June 2020, with the full game actually being released in some time of Q4 2020. So over a year from now, which definitely sucks. I would have loved to see it out this year. Now, I also kind of feel like because this is an indie developer making a really big game, I'm just going to say right now, I think it will probably get delayed until maybe Q1 of 2021. But maybe not. Maybe they will get it out for 2020. But I would expect some delays. Like, this is already far later than we thought it was going to be. So I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be even later than that. But we'll have to wait and see. Now let's just go over some other stuff that is kind of interesting just from watching the gameplay. So there's a lot of gadgets, there's a lot of elements in this game for doing different things. So there's different ways of doing recon. They show you using like a drone to look around. They also show like the kind of cameras on the sticks that they can poke through doors to see who's behind there. It's all very, very cool. And there's even details of like, arresting bad guys. There's picking up their weapons to make sure no one else picks them up, which is quite cool. There's also like being able to get intel off the dead people's bodies, get into like the radio systems, which I'm guessing is of course is going to be the co-op elements, the story elements. Probably not on multiplayer, I would guess, but could be. And I do wonder how much the gadgets will play in the online experience as well. Will it be just a tactical thing? So, will the multiplayer be quite gadget intensive, like kind of Rainbow Six Siege is? Or will it be more gunplay, breaching type things? And how will they set up? Will it be SWAT versus kind of like hostage takers, which would be kind of cool if you could be like, if you were on the hostage taker's side and you're kind of setting up defenses for a kind of breach. And how do you get the defenders to kind of stay in that role without going all, just running around shooting everyone? Very curious to see how this will all play out. But I do see the potential for it. It's got a lot of depth to it, and if they do pull it off, like the thing is, this is it. It's got so much depth that they could just totally do a rubbish job of everything, and maybe do a really good job of a few things. So I do hope that it's not too deep that it becomes impossible. But you guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you next time.